Alrighty, so here we will be analyzing and correcting mistakes, errors that some of our classmates committed. So remember that mistakes / errors are good. Okay, it's part of the learning process. So don't feel bad or ashamed if this problem right here is yours. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to look at, or we're going to analyze the following problem. Okay, so here we notice some words, we notice some numbers, and so we noticed that this was a question from PT-spaghetti number 2. And we see that someone has shown their work right here, they're thinking. Okay, now our job is to find and circle the mistake / error. Okay, then we have to fix the mistake / error. Okay, so after we analyze this, so we'll keep on analyzing this. Let's see, I see a mistake here. So their claim, this is their claim here, this is their solution. So to me, that looks like it's a mistake. And you might be wondering, well, why is that a mistake? Well, if we go up by, let's say, 5 kilometers, and we go over by 10 kilometers, now we notice that the shortcut would have to be somewhere here. Well, they're saying that it's 5 kilometers. And we know that the shortcut is the longest side in a right triangle. Okay, so this is a right triangle. Okay, so 5 is not longer than 10. Okay, and 5 is exactly the same as 5 here. So this shortcut does not make sense. And let's analyze this thinking. Let's see what they have. So they have 5 times. So it looks like they use the formula up multiplied by up plus over multiplied by over equals the shortcut multiplied by the shortcut. Okay, so it looks like up was 5, so they plugged in 5 there, 5 here. Over was 10, so plug in over here, shortcut. Well, that's what we're looking for, right? We don't really know what that shortcut is yet. So good, so they have 5 multiplied by 5 plus 10 multiplied by 10 equals the shortcut multiplied by the shortcut. Okay, good, so I don't see any problem there. Next up, it looks like they multiplied 5 multiplied by 5, they got 25 plus, okay. Then 10, they multiply the 10 times 10 to get the 100. Okay, that makes sense. Equals the shortcut multiplied by the shortcut. Okay, that makes sense. Now let's look here, 25 plus 100, looks like they added and they got 125. Okay, that looks good. And they have, well, 5 times 5 equals 125. I thought 5 times 5 was just 25. Okay, so that right here, that's a mistake there. So I think what they meant to write is 125 equals the shortcut multiplied by the shortcut. Okay, now I'm thinking what number, so shortcut multiplied by the shortcut has to give us 125. Okay, so I noticed that 125 is not a square number. So I'm wondering how I can come up with a number multiplied by the same number to get us 125. Well, if we remember from the roots problem, we remember that the square root of 2 multiplied by 2, that gave us the 2 back. The root of 3 multiplied by 3, that gave us 3 back. Okay, the root of 4 multiplied by 4 gave us the 4 back. So here we have the shortcut. So I'm wondering if we take the square root of the shortcut multiplied by the shortcut, that should give us just the shortcut. Okay, so let's take the square root of this. Now, if we take the square root of one side, what do we need to do to the other side? Good. We take the square root as well. So then now we have shortcut. Okay, because the square root of shortcut multiplied by shortcut, we said that that's just the shortcut. We said it right over here. And now we have the square root of 125. Okay. So if we plug in the square root of 125 into our calculator, we should get something like 11 point something, right? So that would make sense. Okay, so here we would have 11 point. So our shortcut would be like 11. So approximately 11 point something, right? So that would make sense. So instead of the shortcut being 5, it would be like 11 point something. Okay. So we fixed this already, right? We found out what the shortcut was. We circled the mistake and error. Okay. Now, just for this part, I want to challenge those of you that are mathematically inclined. Okay. Get that the square root of 125 is equal to 5 root 5. Okay, so I just want you to take it one step further. So now the question is, what did you learn from their mistake / error? So here we've got to summarize. What did we learn? Well, we've always learned something, right? And if we think that we might have not learned something, then we have to think deeper, right? Think, what did we learn from someone else's mistake? That way we don't make the mistake. Or here we've noticed, okay, I've noticed that 5 multiplied by 5 was not 125. So I can say that I've learned to not multiply two numbers such as 5 multiplied by 5 and obtain 125. So sometimes we might think to ourselves, well, let me multiply these two numbers and let's see what I get. And sometimes it's just an arithmetic error. Okay. The other thing that I noticed, or that I learned here, was that, does my answer make sense? So I got to ask myself, does my final answer make sense? And in this case, it really didn't. So once I drew that picture, that really helped me to see that that shortcut was not 5. It had to be longer, had to be bigger than the 10 or the 5. Okay, so that's another thing that you learn. Maybe you learned something else from this. Okay, make sure you write this down. And so this is one of the problems, and you have the other two to analyze.